Good morning, I'm Kristen Folletti and welcome to News Desk on SiliconANGLE TV for Monday, April 29th, 2013. Here's your SiliconANGLE Daily Roundup. This morning, Samsung announced the newest model in their popular 7-inch tablet lineup, and it's already got some analysts second-guessing. The new device, called the Galaxy Tab 3, will run on Android's familiar Jelly Bean OS and won't look very different from the stylish and popular Tab 2. However, the internals have undergone a significant upgrade, including a processor with 20% more power and double the onboard storage. Though Samsung brought some hardware changes with their new tablet, analysts are saying the changes aren't enough, calling the device too similar to previous versions. Aside from looking like the Tab 2, the Tab 3 will come with the same front and rear-facing cameras, and the screen will also go unchanged. Competitors are happy as Google's Nexus 7 already has the features to beat Samsung's latest tablet. The Wi-Fi-only version of the Tab 3 will be available beginning in May, followed by the release of the 3G model in June. Its last call for the Meebo bar, Google has announced that it's shutting down the publishing tool it bought last year. Meebo bar is a web plugin used by online publishers to make it easier for visitors to discover, browse, and share the content on their site. After Meebo was acquired, its Meebo bar was updated with additional Google Plus functionality. According to the official blog post, Google's decision to divert resources from Meebo bar to Google Plus is an effort to best serve its mobile and desktop publishers. The Google Plus sign-in product it launched earlier this year and the Google Plus plugins will be the focus of its publisher tool efforts. Web publishers have until June 6th to remove the code from their websites. Google has some unexpected competition in the fiber internet space. The Vermont Telephone Company is now servicing 600 customers with the super speed internet known as gigabit connection. While average speeds chug out a measly 10 megabits per second, a gigabit connection will rocket you 1,000 megabits per second. Furthermore, the company is offering these speeds at a ridiculously low $35 a month, while competitor Google offers their fiber service for twice as much. While time will tell if this low pricing model will prove profitable long term, the speeds achieved are truly astonishing and well worth a price hike. The Vermont Telephone Company is following Google's lead and holding local meetings to properly educate the public on what gigabit internet is and what it can achieve. They are actually third in this new super speed market since AT&T recently announced they are building a gigabit connection in Austin, Texas. Monopolies are usually bad for the end users, so it's great to see a little competition coming down the internet pipeline. Intel is set to reveal its 4th-generation Core processor at the Computex Taipei conference in June. The Haswell processor is expected to offer advances in graphics performance, but that's not its most anticipated feature. Haswell is primarily about better battery life. Devices using the Haswell processor, especially those that incorporate other power-saving technologies, will last much longer than the top-of-the-line devices available today. Analysts are predicting an initial batch of quad-core Haswell processors aimed at high-end laptops to hit the market first. A new variety of ultra-power-efficient Haswell chips will also be available, so consumers can expect new ultra-thin laptops that won't have to sacrifice performance for design. Devices from Microsoft, Apple, and Google are all expected to take advantage of Intel's latest offering. Though the average user won't be using Google Glass for quite some time, with developers like Jay Freeman getting an early look, it was only a matter of time until everyone found out what was inside the wearable computer. The experienced hacker and founder of Cydia rooted Google's device before the weekend, and hot off the tails of his successful jailbreak, Google responded by releasing the source code to their wearable computing device. Just as they learned from the launch of Android, Google's success hinges on the apps available for their devices. So opening up the source code will be a great first step in helping developers come up with applications. In the short weekend since the initial jailbreak, developers have already found some features worth getting excited about, such as the potential for near-field communications support. It's currently uncertain if the final edition of Glass will support NFC, But if Google continues to work well with developers, you can be sure the number of supported features will increase as time goes on. Facebook is losing steam in many of its largest markets. The social media giant lost as many as 6 million users in the US last month. Users in the UK, Canada, and Japan are also abandoning the site. Facebook is still experiencing substantial growth in South America, but in most of its developed markets, it's facing declining numbers. Users who continue to use Facebook are spending less time on the site. The sagging numbers are a result of several contributing factors. New social media services like Path and Tumblr are drawing users away from Facebook, just as the young Facebook site pulled users from MySpace. Facebook itself warned that the shift in consumer preference from desktop to mobile could have an effect on usage. The declining popularity of social games, such as Farmville, presents direct challenges to game companies like Zynga, but it poses an indirect threat to Facebook as they no longer draw users to the site. The news for shareholders isn't all bad. Even as user numbers are down, revenues are up. Android continues its global smartphone domination. Google's mobile operating system accounted for 64% of all smartphones in the first quarter. It dominated sales in every individual market except for Japan, where iOS came out slightly ahead. Analysts expect to see Android extend its lead dramatically in the coming months. The highly anticipated Samsung Galaxy S4 as well as the HTC One are predicted to be highly successful Android handsets. The only other platform to show gains in the US was Windows Phone. Dominated by Nokia, Microsoft's mobile operating system is proving to be popular with first-time smartphone buyers. Focusing on consumers who have yet to make the switch from feature phones to smartphones could be a major advantage for Windows Phone. In the UK, smartphone penetration is at about 60%, leaving lots of opportunity open for Windows Phone growth. A 3-person team out of Georgia Tech have advanced technology in robotic hands so far that they can actually replicate human touch. Thousands of microscopic transistors of groups of nanowires known as taxels construct a sensor that can translate motion into electronic signals. This lets the robotic hands interpret surface nuances and grip objects similar to a human fingertip. Tiny pressure gauges measure the amount of displacement occurring, giving feedback on the item being interacted with. Artificial skin also senses touch similar to the way tiny hairs on your arm do. These sensors can be manufactured on transparent and flexible substrates, making their application almost endless. The advances will likely make their way into everyday items like prosthetics, but more importantly, these robots will offer new ways for humans to interact with electronic devices. Your rainy day driving experience could get a whole lot safer with a new headlight design. Everyone has had the displeasure of driving through a rainstorm in the dark of night with your only illumination treating each and every drop of rain as a distracting reflector. Designers at Intel and Carnegie Mellon University are throwing out the traditional design and going with something completely different. Instead of a normal headlight bulb, a projector built into the car's front end will output a light beam. A camera synced with the projector then scans the area in front of the car and detects individual raindrops. That information is sent through a powerful processor which interprets the data and calculates a mask to apply over the projector's beam of light. What results is a beam of light that passes right by almost every drop of rain. In addition to the reduced amount of distracting reflections, the technology holds the potential to minimize accidents. Intel projects we can see this new headlight technology in cars within a decade. And that's your SiliconANGLE Daily Roundup for Monday, April 29th, 2013. For continuous coverage on tech innovation and daily breaking analysis, join us mornings beginning at 8:30 a.m. Central here at News Desk on SiliconANGLE TV.